Welcome back, coders, to another episode of the Code Word. Just wanted to welcome you all to this episode. We're going to introduce our guests. Start off here. I have Adam and Dylan with me today. Say what's up, everyone.
Hello.
I also wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping, mentioning that, obviously last week we announced that we launched a Patreon. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel in any way that you can, go ahead and go over there. There's a couple rewards for free, but then there's also some rewards for, low paying contributions and things like that. So anything you can do is incredible. We also have a Twitter page, which is, I think it's just at game code with an underscore between the two words. So, and then we also have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/gamecode. So go ahead and check us out when you get a chance, and like and follow all those for any sort of news that isn't going to be featured in a video. But before we get too far in, I think we're gonna go ahead and pass it off to Dylan for a quick announcement of this week's code word.
Okay, so for this week's code word, it's going to be simple. It's change, because some things have changed in the last couple days, and we'll be talking about that in a small segment of the podcast here. But it's just little stuff in the gaming world, some game release date changes, and just overall cosmetic changes. So
cool.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Perfect. So if you guys say the code word at any point during our stream in the chat, which I will be keeping an eye on, we'll go ahead and give you a shout out and maybe answer some questions if you have anything live. So go ahead and just keep that in mind. So just mention change, and we'll bring you into this live discussion here. Okay, so now that we got all that out of the way, we just want to start off the segment with games that we've been playing. Why don't you kick it off, Adam? What have you been up to? Anything changed since last time we talked about what we've been playing?
Yeah, I finally got off my ass and got back into Overwatch.
I haven't played that in forever.
I'm busy with with the move, and then this, and then also editing. But I got to the point where it's like, okay, now I got to make time to play it because I missed it a lot.
Dude, it's such a good game. I've been like weirdly missing it too. I just keep not finding the time, just like you. I need to
play it. Yeah, so much other stuff, but I'm making time for it again, and I missed it.
That's a big reason why I haven't jumped into it, because I'm worried I'm going to love it so much.
You will.
It's really fun. I
just don't have the time to love something that much right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can tell you that it's pretty easy to kind of get swept up in that game, and it's I don't know, when you get on a roll in Overwatch, it feels like nothing else, because it's not just about your own stuff, but like getting everybody else on that roll with you, and that's the momentum of that game feels so good when you're pushing the entire team.
I'm kind of ashamed, because I'm such a Blizzard fan that that's the only Blizzard game I haven't sunk at least like 100 hours into.
Shit, it's probably the best one in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you get a chance to try any of the new content, Adam?
Yeah, are you talking about the anniversary event?
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I don't want to say most of the skins. I got the good ones. They released this Diva skin, and she's dressed up like a 50s. I don't even know how does it. She's got like a plaid shirt, and her hair's like in a ponytail, and she talks all hip, like she says like Daddy-O and stuff. I think they call it Hot Rod Diva or something like that. It's really great. And then May Bay has a beekeeper outfit skin, and it's adorable.
Very nice.
But they recently, this is besides the anniversary event, but they recently added a moon base level. It's a Horizon moon base where Winston's from, and that's going to lead into them releasing another hero. Who's supposedly, rumor is going to be a chimpanzee with like
an astronaut.
That makes perfect sense.
So it'll be cool.
Well, I remember in the reveal trailer for the moon base, like, didn't they have Winston like featured pretty heavily in it?
Yeah, well, that's where Winston's from, is Horizon.
Oh, okay.
But it turns out there was lots of other ones, and then sounds like there was some sort of like the other gorillas got kind of pissed at the humans, and then there was like a revolt. But there's this chimp named Hammond who got out or something. I don't know. Nobody knows yet. So,
dude, I love the lore of that game.
It's great.
It's so fucking deep. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
good. That's what I hope they do with ARMS and Nintendo and like Splatoon. Like I just want them to keep building upon that. I think Blizzard's like the king of just like building lore through character and
Ooh.
just these snippets.
Yeah, without like it being a story game. There's so
Yeah,
much
exactly.
story, and it's not
Yeah.
a story. It's a shooter. Like
Yeah.
you're talking about a game where Overwatch is a team of heroes, but you're all fighting each other. It's like it doesn't make any sense. But there's this huge story underneath it that's literally just for fun at this point.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
With like the lore and how they
Oh.
tie the
Once they
champions
finally
tie
got their
together
shit
and stuff.
together,
Yeah, yeah.
the lore used
But-
to be a joke.
Yeah, then they got a good chunk of it then, and then they kind of have fizzled off lately, kind
Yeah.
of sadly.
I think their focus is the competitive scene.
Yeah, 'cause
definitely.
The regular regular gamers just no longer playing League like they used to. It's pretty much all hardcore competitive.
There's no reason unless you're pushing ranks. Yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly. There's no newbies getting involved with League anymore, which is kind of that's a challenge with those types of games. It's like keeping your base like active without being like insanely. There's no like it's really difficult to balance the pro scene with the average Joe scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's just amazing that that's still around. Like how many years ago was League launched?
Oh,
I was
shit.
playing that more than 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it came
that
out for the
was-
Mac in like 2010, 2011.
shit, man. Yeah. So wow, that was a long ass time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were playing
all
in
the
college.
microtransactions.
Oh,
2009.
man, like crazy. I still remember the first time that game came out. Jake bought it and bought the $30 pack, and I was just like, "You're an idiot. You shouldn't do that."
Yeah,
But-
I've still to this day I've probably put less than $60 into it.
Well, see, and you know what's dumb is every once in a while I'll think about the fact that I put, I don't know, I could not give you an amount, but the fact that I put that money into that game and now I don't even touch that game anymore,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
it's just like it hurts a little bit.
That being said, you probably got hundreds of
Oh, no,
hours.
you got your
Oh,
money's worth.
yeah, I played the fuck out of that
So now
game.
so now that I think about it, like if a game is like that where it's constantly engaging, they're constantly updating it and stuff like that, microtransactions aren't as hard to swallow. But it's like
Yeah.
it's like these mobile games that try to do it.
Oh.
They're ruining the industry when they come to do that kind of stuff. So it's really frustrating.
I'm a sucker for skins.
Yeah.
You would Overwatch skins.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna bankrupt you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be the death of Adam. What other games have you been playing? Anything else?
Just that Minecraft, Mario Kart.
Just the standard. Yep.
Yeah.
Same goes for me, actually. I have not been doing a whole lot of new games just because I just came back from vacation. And, well, I played a lot of NBA Playgrounds, which is an indie game from, what the hell's it called? I don't even remember. Saber Interactive. And that game is broken as hell, okay? I'm going to preface that, like this statement. It is absolutely like unbalanced as hell. Like the game doesn't make sense. There's no feedback for how you're supposed to release a shot, all this stuff. But me and my friend on the beach, when all the kids were down and asleep, all we did is play that game. We put in 15 hours in a 5-day span.
Jesus.
It was so much fun, even though it's broken as hell. So they're supposed to be releasing a giant patch for it. For the Nintendo Switch version, because it's been kind of like the one that hasn't gotten any of its updates. It didn't come out with like an online mode like all the other ones did. It was kind of like its resolution was a little lower than they were expecting to launch it at. It was kind of rushed to launch, right? But they just announced that everybody who bought the game before they released the upcoming patch is going to get a free copy of Shaq Fu, which is another game that they're behind.
Not just Shaq Fu 2.
The Legend Reborn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. So I'm officially not mad anymore. I already put 20 hours into it, and I'm getting Shaq Fu. I'm happy as a clam, man. Can't wait for online. Get it over here. So I've been playing that, and then I just played some more of the test punch for ARMS. Still get a kick out of the freaking name, but it clicked with me. It finally clicked with me. Like I was playing, and I was just like, holy shit, I can beat people. I have to get into that rhythm, and once you get into that rhythm, like everything kind of feels under control. For the longest time I was trying to do too much. I was like full punching, like you know, and when you
your
do
body
that,
naturally wants to flail.
yeah, and I was doing this thing where, like, if you remember, like, Wii Sports, when, like, with the boxing, you'd kind of do the uppercut, or you do the, you know, the hook or whatever like that, the full motion of it.
Yeah.
With this, it's just you punch and twist. That's it. You just little flick and a twist, and that controls which direction it curves towards. You're way more in control in this game, and like I had to reprogram my brain, and once I did, I can't imagine now playing that game with traditional controls. I don't know if that's going to be for everyone, but for me, it's really clicking right now.
Yeah, people are like, yeah, I tried it with traditional controls, and I'm like, then you missed out on a big portion of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you're going to be missing out on some of like the connection that you feel with it. The feeling of control is really good once it clicks. It just took a while. It took honestly about an hour of play. So, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been playing. What about you, Dylan? What have you been up to?
I finally started back into ukulele. Maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours into that now. So
nice.
Well, we're having fun with that, reminiscing about banjo while I play. And then gonna fire up Fable 2 and Halo Wars 2 are the two big games this weekend that I'll be jumping into. Replaying Fable 2, obviously, and then Halo Wars 2 for the first time. Other than that, just some Black Ops streams and Minecraft. Nothing crazy.
You were in the beta for Halo Wars 2, right?
Yeah. I played the Blitz multiplayer game mode, but I'm stoked for some of the story, and it's supposed to line up, you know, with the actual Halo series, you know, first-person shooter series. So we'll hopefully get a little bit of extra backstory leading up towards Halo 6. Get the hype back in me.
Heck yeah, man.
And then hopefully we'll hear something about it at E3 this year. Yeah.
Are you gonna play through Halo 5 eventually? Or did you?
I've already played through Halo 5.
Okay, cool.
But I'm pretty sure Halo Wars 2 goes parallel with 5. It like catches up to it. It's like some time jump and stuff. But they said it ends where 5 ends time wise. So I'm hoping it just kind of boosts me back up for you know what's to come in 6. You know.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. And then I like RTSs, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. How are you liking ukulele so far?
Oh, it's really fun. Like I said, it's really reminiscent of the old Rare games, but it feels like they polished out some of the like not like big stuff that like hang-ups in the older games, but just stuff that came with the territory back then, with like, you know, like fall zones and stuff, like how close you get to edges and how close you had to get to stuff to actually collect it. They've made it, you know, more streamlined, obviously, because
very nice.
So many years later.
And Adam, you have a copy of that, right?
Yeah, I started it a while ago, and then I just got busy with other stuff. It's fun. It's
a relaxing game. I don't go into it to like fucking let's.
It's definitely not a game for someone who's never played banjo or something similar. I think if you've never played anything like that, this game is just you're gonna be like, what? I don't even.
And they throw you into it pretty hard. Like if you if you aren't familiar with the style and of the like what you're doing, it can be overwhelming at first, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even this first world's pretty expansive. So
I'll be honest, I'm excited to play it still, and I'm gonna wait, but I'm definitely gonna play it.
Yeah, I think it's totally worth the was it $40 brand new price point that they put out. And yeah. I mean, you'll get your money out of it.
If it's anything like Banjo, I can't imagine disliking it. I think that like Banjo actually ages poorer than like Mario in terms of like how refined the experience is.
Nope. I don't believe so.
I disagree.
I bought Rare Replay and I've replayed Banjo so many times.
I just replayed. Yeah, I started playing
Banjo. Aged much better than Mario 64.
You really think so?
When's the last time you played Mario 64?
I played both of them. Really
played it.
Like within the last couple months.
I think Mario's. I'm not saying Mario 64 aged poorly. I'm saying Banjo aged better.
I just think some of the mechanics are a little stiffer. They don't translate as well to like a modern control scheme. That being said, I think Mario 64 has one of the worst cameras in existence.
Yeah. It was the first one.
So I'm not saying that it's perfect. I think that Banjo actually improved upon that. Ironically, like from what I've heard of from Yuka, is that actually has kind of ruined the camera again. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's a little annoying in some parts, but once you have to let the game do what it wants, and you can't fight it, and then it makes sense. But
yeah,
I try to control the camera like an older
modern day.
Yeah, and it's like nope, you got to just figure out what you have to do. So it goes the way it wants to.
That's very PS2. Like that's very PS1. That's very like, you don't control the camera, or if you do, it's only in specific scenes, or it's restricted. Like whatever it is, they want to like frame the action. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how well, overall it will kind of like stand the test of time. Yuka will, like, not saying it's a bad game. Obviously, I haven't played it, but like, just from feedback of people who didn't play those games, like you were saying, they're going to kind of get a little shocked at the system being like, oh, this is how games used to play. That's kind of hard for a couple people, I think.
Yep. But cool. I feel like it added enough where even if you are new to it, you'll be able to, if you can get past, like I said, that initial shock, you'll still get entertainment out of it. And if they put something else bigger out, or even same size, like 8 to 12 hours of gameplay in a game, I'd buy it again, in a different skin, almost, you know what I mean? Like they've done with this.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, cool. No, I mean, so overall, pretty positive impressions. Was there anything? So you've been playing that, and then you're about to start a Fable 2. Was there anything else you've been playing right now?
Just Black Ops 3 and Minecraft. Yep. Just I'm doing some off-stream cleanup for the Minecraft world we have for the coders, and then the Black Ops 3 streams. Be doing a lot more of that this weekend, and then getting into Halo Wars 2. Fable 2, Halo 5. It's all
nice. Coming. Yeah, I've been hearing that you've been burying some animals.
Things have happened.
Wasting diamond.
Nothing's the same. That's all I'll say.
Well, we'll be excited to kind of get back in there. I'm excited to get back in there and see the disaster. More so see Adam's reaction to most of it, just because it's a whole new world. Awesome. Well, I think that's as good a point as any to transition. Let's go ahead and kind of like take it into the news section. Some of the latest headlines. I think we wanted to just quickly start it off with just the Need for Speed trailer. You guys got a chance to see that, right?
I watched it earlier today. I'm pretty stoked for it. I think it looks good. I like Need for Speed games, so. I even played the one on the PSP back in the day. So,
did you play the latest one?
I've touched on it a little bit, but I didn't put too much time into it.
I heard it wasn't that good. I didn't get a chance to play it.
Yeah, that was. I mean that came out.
Hot Pursuit.
No, the latest one, like the one that was just like self-titled Need for Speed.
No, I didn't play that one.
Yeah, that one. It wasn't. Hot Pursuit was pretty fun, but I know they tried to do some like tablet stuff and.
Yeah,
it just kind of.
I think the last one I played was Most Wanted.
I played Most Wanted on Wii U, which was the last one I played. It was a great game, but
all right. I'm such a big fan of Burnout, like the old Burnout series.
Yes,
it's kind of ruined racing games for me, especially in the vein of like Need for Speed and stuff like that. Not like racing sims, but
yeah.
I feel
like compared to the Forza series that seems to be ruling the racing world right now, though, I like to see some Need for Speed come back and
like
actually do well.
Arcade driving.
Yeah, I like arcade racers more than I like sim racers. We talked about this on another discussion where it was. I think the hard thing I have with the open world idea of most of these games lately with racers is that right when you get done racing, you realize the limitations. Like all you can do is drive your car. There's nothing else you can do, and there's so many other games that also nail driving, but then you can explore the world in a million different ways.
Yeah. So it's frustrating. I mean, that being said, one of the better racing games that I've played that has been just Grand Theft Auto 5 online. Like,
right?
They have a wonderful racing system, and they just added that top-down, like old school arcade.
Oh my god,
it's super fun. It's like if you ever played the old Grand Theft Autos where they were only top-down, like it's like that, but with way better graphics.
That sounds fun.
And it's really fun. It's entertaining, and it's free because everything they push out on the online is free. So
I can't believe how much they've been supporting that game still. Like they
Oh yeah, well the microtransactions. I mean, they've made double the money off microtransactions.
Well, that and they're gonna milk this game for as long as possible.
Well, yeah, because the next one's not coming out for another 10 years.
Like a multi-billion-dollar game. I mean,
that's every Grand Theft Auto ever made. Like that's the thing is like they're smart. They make a really fucking great game, and then they keep supporting it, and they do it in ways that like pleases their current audience, not the one that they think they have.
And they'll ride it long enough until Red Dead starts to die off a little, and then they'll release 6 or whatever they're going to call the next one, and then they'll ride that for another 5 years.
Yep, for sure. No, I mean they just announced like another like what was it like military vehicles pack?
Oh yeah,
something else. Like it was a huge update. It's like
you
hear about these updates from like, and we'll get into like Gears of War and Black Ops 3. These are like minor updates compared to what Grand Theft Auto 5 is still pumping out on a regular basis, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean they make up for not putting out story content with just massive dumps of cars and buildings and stuff like that you can end up buying, and they get you with you need the money to buy it, and you can either get that through lots of time being really good at like playing on the multiplayer, or you can cop out and pay for all those things, and a lot of people go for that route because they want the pretty things.
For sure.
Like I think the yacht equals like if you would pay for it out of your pocket, it's like $80 cash, that you would pay just to buy the yacht, and you can't even drive the yacht. It's just like a fucking giant apartment.
Yeah.
That will never be me. But
it's cool.
There's a huge amount of the audience that will. I'm sure it's awesome. That's insane though.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the allure. People just like that status symbol that they can be like, I got it. You don't know if they got it from being good or if they got it from paying for it, and it doesn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say at that point they either showed their hand in terms of how much money they have, or they showed their skill. So one or the other. Speaking of Need for Speed, the one last thing I wanted to mention on that trailer is it gave me like a major Fast and the Furious vibe.
I had the same vibe. I think it's a smart move if that's kind of their intention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they've actually sites have actually even called that out. Like I think Kotaku and Polygon both said same thing about the Fast and the Furious. Like it felt a lot like that series.
Yeah, man. Like the dialogue.
I'm fine with that. Like I don't like those movies, but like I understand why people do.
Oh, that that concept in a game form.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's perfect for a video game because it's bullshit and crazy. Like, let's put that in a video game. I'm 100% on board. Like that scene when it's trailing the giants, a big rig and things like that. That's literally ripped from Fast 5, I think it was.
Yeah, when they were in Brazil, or
was it Fast 5? Or was it, no, that's Mexico. Yeah.
There's too many.
I've only seen like 2 of them, so I'm not really an expert. Sorry, guys, if I've offended you. Anybody who is a Fast and Furious fan, please don't unsubscribe. We love you. But for all intents and purposes, it looks exactly like that, and I think that's a good move. I think it's showing that they realize that their audience wants more arcade, wants more over the top, wants more of that, and hopefully that'll capture some Burnout fans. Maybe Adam.
Maybe, probably not, but we'll see.
But I like to see that style coming back because like the crew 2 or whatever. Will be getting announced hopefully and shown off, and then this, and Forza. I'm sure Forza's putting out another Horizon 8 or 5 or whatever the fuck they're on.
Speaking of Ubisoft and the crew, they also released a new logo.
Yep.
Did you guys see that?
The poop emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I jokingly sent these two. Like a comparison to the poop emoji, it's like the vertical slice shot of it, basically.
They actually shared a lot of those memes themselves.
Yeah, smart.
Like on their blog,
marketing, man.
Put together the best ones. Yeah.
Jump in front of the jokes. Like that's the best way you can do it.
Yeah,
and I mean, I think it's cool though. They've only done a logo change 4 times, I think, in the company's history. So
yeah,
it's not a huge change compared to some of them. I think their second one was more like. Second to third was a big jump. And this one was just kind of more of a minimalist.
Yeah, it was kind of clean.
Dude, their first one was like Hotline Miami style.
Yeah, and then the second one looked like some Microsoft fucking
garbage.
Yeah, and then Then they went to the one we know, and then this is just more of a minimalist version of that. You know,
I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's uncontroversial. It's just there. I'm gonna call it the poop emoji, but
yeah, definitely.
that's like I like that because it's funny now, not so much like I never really cared. Their logo was fine. It was never a big deal, but I kind of wish that they would eventually go back to the 70s vibe one because that one was
Ubisoft.
I loved it. The block letters,
It was
hell
great.
yeah, man. Bring back Microsoft Word. What is it called? Those fonts that you can put in there.
Yeah.
95.
Yes,
Yeah.
the clip arts and shit.
Yeah, I need some of that. I need some of that, man. Put that in my logos all over the place. I'm gonna put that as a font of one of our videos sometime.
Nice.
Awesome. And then there was Shadow of Mordor news. Dylan, did you have an update for that?
Oh yeah. So I'm very upset because the original release date was August 22nd. That's really close to my birthday. And it was perfect timing. And now they pushed it to October 10th. So it's
Happy birthday.
almost 2 months that they're pushing it back. I'm sure it's for good reasons.
I'm gonna go
I want
ahead.
it to be what's that?
I'm gonna go ahead and bet that gets pushed back again to November.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. I just want it to be good. So
Yeah.
it's not like a game that I was like holding my breath for until I heard about it like a few months ago.
Yeah.
But as of recent, I've recently played Shadow of Mordor, and I'd like to play this eventually this year. So as long as it comes out sometime this year, I'm all right with it. And it's more, if it needs polished, then that's fine. I'd rather it come out whole and finished than needing massive updates like Mass Effect,
or anything. Like half the games that have been released this generation.
Yeah.
Like, that would be nice if I got a finished game and an unbroken game.
Because I was 53 hours in a Mass Effect before they released the big patch,
A patch that fixed everything.
Yeah, and then I finished the game at 86 hours. So 2/3 of the fucking game I played without the cool patch.
Hey, at least you could play the game.
I was gonna say now you just got to play it again.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he's going to play that game again.
Nope.
Um,
I know that was no one and done is I'll let it stew for a while, but
do you know? Do you have an idea of where it sits on the pantheon of Mass Effect games in your ranking right now?
I still think just because it's the new idea, new story-ish, I'd still put it up there at second just for overall story.
Damn.
But gameplay wise and stuff, it's above one.
Hey, does Jake know that they've officially put that whole series on the back burner?
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so either.
Should we even break it to him?
He doesn't keep track of
Yeah, he doesn't watch anything.
anything.
He
I
likes
don't
the
want to break his
surprise.
No, I wanted to ask him
right now. Spoiler alert: Mass Effect is over. They're never
for
going
now. Yeah.
I mean, the way that
They'll come.
I won't go into spoilers, but the way that it ended, they set it up good or really well for some solid DLC, like they promised. I could see them doing a few different spin-off DLCs that would be really, really fun. But yeah, like you said, they're putting it on the back burner because of how poorly it did.
Shit poor did, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
man. It's unfortunate. I mean, I still have to play it. It's still sitting there.
I feel like it's more or less going the way Inquisition did.
Oh,
People are gonna play it, probably not gonna play the DLC, and then just wait for the next game.
this did not go the way Inquisition went because Dragon Age Inquisition got a fucking million Game of the Year awards, and that game, it wasn't even close to the best game that year.
No,
It was just okay.
I think it was rigged.
Yeah, for real. The first maybe 20 hours were really good.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Falls apart after that.
That's pretty much what this Mass Effect was too for me.
Oh,
40
shit.
hours of really good and 42 hours of meh, and then 3 final hours of okay, this is fun again.
Okay, well, maybe
You
if
just have to get through that
I'm just
lull.
gonna do a story playthrough. I'm not even gonna worry about side quests and stuff like that as much. I think.
I don't know. That's on you. I did everything. 96% complete when I finished.
You're never gonna finish the last 4%.
Nope. Glitched the fuck out. Yeah, that's me.
Anyway, okay, we got completely off
Anyway,
topic.
yep.
Yeah,
Get lost in
sorry
the
about
Mass Effect hole. So I had one last thing for the little news updates.
Cool.
For anybody that still plays Black Ops 3, and some of the coders might know I do the streams on the weekends, usually in Black Ops 3. They have released the AK-74U submachine gun and the 1911 pistol, both of which the AK-74U is like one of my favorite submachine guns because it's like super powerful and it fires like the AK, and I just love the like bullet pattern that seems to have in those games. And then the 1911 is just gonna be a fun pistol to fuck people up with. I'm sure it'll be high damage because it's like 45 caliber typically, in real life. So they released that. That's gonna be available in the loot crates or whatever the fuck they call them. They're little things that you can buy with microtransactions or with the crypto keys that you earn through wins and shit like that and leveling up. And then accompanied with that, they have a playlist for this weekend that is going to be close quarters combat based. It's going to be Nuketown and Skyjacked only. It's going to be mosh pit style, so different game types. But those are like the two smallest maps, I believe, that are on the Black Ops 3. And both really fun maps that are, they've been playing those forever. Nuketown's been around for years, and Skyjacked was a remake of Hijacked, which has been around since the previous Black Ops. So really fun, and I'll be putting out at least one stream on that this weekend. Do a couple hours and just fucking tear through people in that mosh pit.
Well, very nice. That sounds pretty fun. So we'll definitely tune in for those streams and things like that, and if you want to add him and join. Add him and join, not Adam and join. Sorry.
Yes.
I was like, I don't have that game.
Yeah. Any subscribers are always welcome to, just add me on Xbox and join in. I'll put my gamer tag in the link or in the description of the streams.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know it.
I want to see somebody beat him really badly.
Yeah.
See if this is possible. I know.
Or join on my team and we can just, roll over noobs.
It's not as much fun. Troll him hard.
Actually troll me. Yeah. I'll make a sword class. We'll have fun.
No, cool. Last bit of news before we move on. Gears 4 has just released a new update to their Horde mode. For any of you guys who did play Gears, obviously Horde mode was kind of a highlight of that game, along with a pretty excellent campaign. But they added like 2 new maps, a bunch of new characters, a bunch of new weapons, like pretty much, it's a pretty huge DLC pack. And the great thing about Gears 4 is that every single content update is free. Just like most of those, like Halo 5, I think is the same way.
Yeah.
So, definitely check that out if you're big Gears 4 fans. I might pop back on and try that out again. It's been a while. I haven't really touched it since just right around when it came out, but might get me back in. I'd like to play some Horde with some people sometimes.
Yep.
Cool.
And
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, getting back into games. This weekend I'm gonna be doing some Halo 5. Probably doing some SWAT on Halo 5, so that'll be fun. Trying to get ranked again. Get a little practice before the next season starts.
Hey, maybe I'll show up and really suck.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I was so bad at Halo 5.
You can be there. Buglu will be there, and then my other buddy, HHS Hockey, my buddy Eric, he'll be on. So he's like the SWAT god, so he'll just be carrying us the whole way through.
Perfect. Somebody can carry me. That's great.
Yeah, I think he qualified like gold 6 just on a whim. There's only gold and then platinum is the highest, so not bad. I doubt I'm gonna qualify that high, off the fucking preliminaries, but
I'm so bad I didn't even know there was qualifications. So there we go. I'm learning something.
But awesome. Yeah, we'll have some fun on that. We'll probably do at least one stream on that this weekend.
Sounds like a plan. Very cool. So yeah, coders, check that out as well. Okay, so before we move on, is there any other, any sort of feedback or talk, anything else you wanted to touch on the news or anything like that? Adam, Dylan?
Nope, that's it for me.
Well, then let's dive into a pretty big piece of news. It's kind of going to get its own separate section just because I know Adam and I have been waiting for it for about 10 years now. Well, not really, just about 3 months. Nintendo Online Service, they dropped a bunch of information on it. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up, but go ahead and give kind of the rundown of what they've announced, Adam.
The biggest one, I guess it was on everybody's mind, was price point. We're looking at I think it's like $3 or $4 a month, $7 every 3 or 4 months, or you could just do $20 a year straight up. I will definitely probably be going that route. There's no reason not to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna get a slight discount there. I mean,
Yeah.
$3.99 a month, $7.99 for 3 months, $12.99 or $19.99 a month. Yeah, so
Those are not bad prices.
it's fucking great prices, right?
You look
Like
at Xbox, it's not bad at all.
yeah, I know. I'm like, it's much easier to stomach than the 60 that I keep paying for. I need to buy the yearly subscriptions for both of those.
just bite the bullet and do it.
I keep forgetting.
Anyway, we're looking at it's launching in 2018 officially, but it's going to be free come this summer, which I'll come back to. It'll be free this summer till 2018, at which point you'll have to pay. And it's similar to Xbox and PlayStation, where you can't play online games with friends without it, which is the norm at this point. Anybody complaining about it is a liar. They're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
We will also be getting discounts in the eShop. They don't say how good, but if you're a member, you'll get some sort of discounts in the eShop. And then the big one, the big news drop, the NES classics they mentioned in the press conference are no longer one game monthly, but instead what everyone's calling it, Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix.
As far as we know so far, a NES game library that is available to you as long as you're paying for the service, which I'm fine with. I like that better than the 1 month and then you lose it after a month, especially because I got spoiled with both Xbox and PlayStation, where you download the game and you keep it.
Yeah.
This is much better. It's nice to see that they're listening, because I remember when they first announced that, the first thing people said were like, let's do the virtual console Netflix style, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, they're never gonna do it, and they're doing it. So
yeah, I was shocked. It sounds like it's going to start small. The first 3 games that they're for sure going to be on there are Super Mario Brothers 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario.
Nice.
The twist to this that's kind of cooler than just giving you NES games is that they're all going to have online functionality.
Some sort of online function. So like I'm saying multiplayer, or like for Mario 3 you could do like time attack, maybe.
Dr. Mario. I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering about Super Mario Brothers 3, because that's a single player game for sure.
Oh, I mean, technically it's a multiplayer game, but
oh, is it?
Yeah, you could play 2 players on Mario 3.
Oh,
you could play 2 players on Mario 1, technically.
Oh, I guess that's true.
But you know, if you're talking about capabilities, there are other things you could do.
Exactly.
And then I think it was Kotaku that confirmed this, but this is separate from the virtual console.
Yeah, there was some concern there because there was a translated quote where people thought that it said that they're not sure if they're going to do virtual console, but it turns out that was just a really fucking bad translation.
They were just saying that this will be separate, so there will be a virtual console.
Information on the virtual console. It will come. Yet. They don't have any sort of information for them to announce at this point. I think that's good. Like, this being separate from the virtual console just means that they're going to continue to grow the service to a certain extent over time, independently, and it makes sense because virtual console never promised online features on classic games. Like, it was just, this is the old game, play the old game.
Well, it'll be nice too, because then that's all those NES games now I don't have to buy. Yeah, and I can spend my money on all the Super Nintendo games.
The one thing I will say that somebody brought up on a forum that I was reading that kind of made sense is that in the original format, it kind of forced you to play the game that you got for that month, or you just don't get it anymore, or you'd have to buy it, right? So you get one game per month, but it goes away at the end of that month, and you get a new one.
It would have gone away.
Yeah, exactly. So like, while
not like, I can't download it anymore. It's you can't play this game anymore for this month.
Unless you buy it. Yeah, exactly. And that right there, while I definitely think that's inferior in terms of like a like a worth your money kind of way, it's definitely not going to get people to necessarily play these games. I know that right now I download every Xbox One, whatever, and every PlayStation.
You know what? I think I
Just
know
have
what
play 'em.
I know what I think I know what post you're talking about, and I don't understand their point because I see it as here's this game, you get it for 1 month, go. I'm gonna sit there and play that game for as long as I've got it, as opposed to the Netflix style game. You could be like, oh, I'll get to the games later. Like
But then you never get to it. That's my
and then-
point.
but he was saying that if it was the one game per month, that's when they would never play the game.
Oh no, the one I was reading was the opposite. It was
No, I saw a guy say the other,
That's-
and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
of course you're going to try to get to the game because you only have it for a month. But like,
yeah,
either way, like I think this is a really positive move. I think it's good that they're listening to the fans because, frankly, people who are interested in Dr. Mario to begin with aren't going to play Dr. Mario regardless if you put a time limit on it. So
yeah.
I think that it kind of takes care of itself. That being said, that they're still doubling down on the mobile app being everything. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, how do you feel about the fact that you're going to have to voice chat entirely through your phone?
Well, I mean, look, that's what we're doing right now. Well, not like right now,
For
but
Nintendo,
when we played Minecraft and we were playing Mario Kart last night, like that's what we're doing.
I agree. Like
The only difference is there's going to be an official Nintendo app to do it with. That, because everyone's like, well, I got Discord and I've got Skype. It's like, yeah, but this Nintendo app will also allow you to make a group, a lobby, but not a talk lobby, a lobby in the game you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to play Splatoon, we lobby up in the app. As far as like, that's what they're making it seem like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's until we get more information, there's nothing to say otherwise. But they keep saying it like you can lobby up.
So it's going to be kind of like how Curse integrates with World of Warcraft, like that.
Curse?
Oh, Curse is a third party.
Oh, kind of like Discord.
Yeah, I don't.
If they have that sort of deal where if you're already in a group chat and then you go into a world, you can like just it like auto invites the people in your chat as long as you're on the same realm.
I guess I just don't understand how they plan on connecting the app to the Switch.
So here's the language that they have. So for online lobby and voice chat, our dedicated smart device app will connect to Nintendo Switch and let you invite friends to play online, set play appointments so you can set up times to play with people, and chat with friends during online matches in compatible games, all from your smart device. Sounds like the free version's coming summer, just along with the free, test of it all.
I will have to see it because I guess if we wanted to play Splatoon, we boot up the app. I invite you to the party, and if it is indeed connected to the Switch, then like it just like parties us up in the game.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that you're going to be able to set all these parties and plans up in advance. Like you can start everything from your smartphone, get
like
all your audio connected, and then pull out your Switch and be like, okay, it's time to go. Which sounds good, especially for like a handheld device. Like thinking about it on the go, it's a perfect solution. Like it's better than draining your battery for chat and voice chat and all that stuff straight from your Switch. Because you've only got a 3-hour battery. You want to preserve as much of that as possible. But for docked, it's a little bit more of I can understand why people are a little bit like, oh, that kind of sucks that I can't just like go right in. That being said, it does get rid of the one problem that I think both Xbox and PlayStation have natively, is that you can't use Bluetooth headsets very easily with either of them. Like, why is that still a thing in 2017? Like,
you're talking about third party?
Yeah, third party ones. Like, there's some proprietary ones for sure.
This headset works with the PS4.
That's great. Yeah. Is it a dongle? Like, you have to plug in? So I would just like to be able to have, an immediate connect to any device.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
the new Recon controller does that on the Xbox.
That's great.
That was one of the big upgrades on that. Is it's compatible with it was like 40% more Bluetooth headsets or something like that.
That's fucking great. They need to do that more. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be cool if Xbox and PlayStation added this as a functionality, like to Smart Glass. Like Smart Glass is an incredible app. If that's what the Nintendo app is, but with more enhanced voice chat and like party setups and stuff like that through the app itself, I'm 100% on board because Smart Glass is dope. Like,
well, there's the the Xbox app that's separate from Smart Glass.
Oh, that's what I mean. Sorry, the Xbox app.
Because you could do like a text chat on that really easily, and you can group up. You could do store stuff, but yeah, it'd be cool if it had a voice functionality.
Right?
I'd use it.
That'd be a great function to add, like just a simple little addition, and you'd be able to kind of like jump in on voice chat more often with people, even if you're not playing the game. There was always the promise that the smart glass or Xbox app would start functioning with in-game. That would be cool, but it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. So this would be I think the next best thing. I think it's a good idea for other companies to adopt as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a little early to say that.
Again, I'll be interested to see how it plays out. Yeah.
Yeah. And going back, because I put a pin in the date, they said that it'll be available this summer. So I guess this might segue into our last bit, but my E3 prediction is E3 Nintendo, go download the app tonight and or tomorrow.
Nice.
It's gotta be summer. It's the middle of June. It's like how much more summer can you get? Like,
I had a sunburn the other day.
Splatoon's launch, it has to, right?
Splatoon launches the 16th.
Yeah.
Is that the same day as ARMS? Like officially?
Oh wait, no. ARMS is June.
ARMS is the 16th.
ARMS is the 16th. Yeah.
So let's see.
Too long.
Anyway, either way, it's got to be out before Splatoon. It has to be.
July 21st. So that's actually a little bit after E3.
Either way, I'm calling it now. You'll be able to download the app either the day of their press conference or the day after, or 3 days after, because everyone's going to be trying to download it.
Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, I mean, with Apple, it's not a big deal, or with Android, it's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to worry about servers at that point. Yeah, I think that's good. I think like if we can start testing it right then with maybe some ARMS and stuff like that, because shit, E3 is right around the corner. Transition.
Hey,
our E3 past highlights, coverage, and final predictions. So, Adam, yes, you've already kind of covered that, but we're going to go ahead and transition to the last segment, which is us kind of highlighting our favorite moments from E3s of past, and then putting out one final prediction for what we think that we're going to see from the big three right before the grand finale, because it's coming up, and I'm a little excited and stressed because we're going to be doing some coverage for E3, which sounds like a lot of work, but I'm excited.
But taking those days off?
No, I can't.
Then don't even bother.
We're just gonna do that night discussions or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be like wrap up day wrap ups.
Exactly, and maybe
take lots of notes,
custom videos. But you guys should stay tuned because we're gonna be working our asses off those
points,
days.
You know.
Maybe afterwards I'll take some days off. But what about well, since you've already kind of like revealed your final prediction, Adam, what is your past highlight? Like what was your favorite moment of all E3s that you've ever seen?
It was the year of the PS4 and Xbox One announcements, and it was after Xbox said that used games wouldn't work.
Oh shit.
So Sony turned around and was like, this is how you share games on PlayStation 4. And it's just him handing the case to the guy, and it was brilliant, and I laughed so hard, and it was like nothing topped that.
If I'm being 100% honest, I think that was the moment when PlayStation 4 was destined to sell more than Xbox One, and it had nothing to do with the systems. Like it turned out that wasn't true. Like that was the craziest thing.
But
that they didn't even do the used game thing. That Xbox was like promote it. They backtracked.
Fuck out.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the PS4 sharing. I'm like, that works.
Oh man. I think that was a good moment because it kind of showed that these game companies can have personalities, and I think that we've seen an evolution of that over the last couple of years. Like, even Phil Spencer from Xbox?
Yeah,
he's like the head. I think that's his name. Either that or that's a white supremacist. So I'm sorry if it was.
No, it's I'd be checking.
Sean Spicer, Richard Spencer.
And they all fall. Phil Spencer.
Real bad, man.
He's got the hair. He's got the.
I'm pretty sure it's Phil Spencer.
Hair.
Anyway, so he's the head of Xbox, and he's been really, really like public about his love of games and not just Xbox games. Like he's talked about how much he loves the Switch, how much he loves PlayStation, how much he was like a huge fan of Horizon, things like that.
He gets so much shit for that too.
bullshit.
He posted, I forget which game, but he was like, congratulations on something or other. And I think it was a Nintendo game. And Xbox fanboys blew up on him. They're like, how could you congratulate at another company's game? And he came out and he's like, look, like any game doing well is good for everybody.
Yeah,
like everyone
right?
needs to calm down. Like, it was ugly.
I 100% agree. I think that was like a weird backlash that he faced for that. Either way, that's a great point though, that like all of them have become more kind of inclusive of that. They've speaking their mind. They're getting personalities, these companies. And I think that's good for their presentation of where they're going in the future. So yeah. What about you, Dylan?
For previous highlight
and final predictions, why not?
What year was it? Fallout 4, 2015, when I think that was like the first time Bethesda did the world press conference at E3, and they announced Fallout 4, and I just was
man, those
so
good
happy.
times.
They showed off the Pip-Boy edition, which I have.
Yeah,
the Pip-Boy edition,
my wonderful wife, and
fuck you both.
It was I still put my phone in that fucking thing when I play. Like, it's awesome. And I just was so happy when
That's awesome.
It's so convenient. You fast travel just by you have it right here, and you go.
The thing is, so
fast travel, you heal, you go.
It is. It's very bulky.
It's like
it's
the best
so
thing
cool,
ever.
It does make you feel like you're in it. Like if you were using that plus virtual reality, that's next gen right there. There we go.
Right. But I think that was like my biggest, like, I've replayed like all the Fallout games, or 3 and New Vegas specifically, so many times. Like, I just wanted something. I needed it, and they gave it to me. So
that was a good announcement for sure.
And then coming on this year's, what I want to see is like far like long shot. Well, maybe not a long shot, but like at least word of Halo 6. Because I'm getting back in the Halo vibe right now.
I might get a tease on that.
Yeah, hopefully at least a teaser.
Right?
Yeah, I don't even need a date. I just need a teaser, maybe a year. You know, something to keep me going.
I think that they're going to do that, but they're going to be like, oh, and by the way, this next one is all about Master Chief, and that's it. Like, because that was the big complaint about Halo 5. There's not another character in the entire game. In fact, it's just Master Chief. He doesn't fight anybody. Master Chief, man.
I feel like that and oh fuck, I can't think of my second. I had a second thing I wanted to talk about.
Well, we'll circle back to you. How about that?
Yeah, let me think. Let me stew.
You sit there and you use that noggin of yours. And you
oh my gosh.
My favorite highlight from E3 was, I don't know which year it was, but when Miyamoto came out with a Master Sword and the Hylian shield,
and that would have been for
Twilight Princess
sword.
Or no, was it Skyward Sword?
Sword.
Okay, so there's yeah, you're right. So there's 2 reasons why I picked this one. First of all, Miyamoto is the biggest cheeseball of all time, and I would love to meet him. It'd be one of my favorite moments of my entire life. It'd be a highlight of my life.
2004.
2. So are we sure that was that Skyward Sword?
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
No, Twilight Princess. You were right.
Twilight Princess. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. 2, Twilight Princess was the game that everybody wanted to be announced, right? And so at that moment in my life, when I was looking for a hardcore, darker Zelda, they showed off that game, and that trailer is so fucking good. It's still good to this day. And so that was my moment where I was just like, yeah, let's get going. Turns out Twilight Princess is one of my least favorite Zelda games, but
that hype
was on another level, and it's still those moments, and just him coming out and being like, wow, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you guys, and then just announcing that like so playfully was great. As for my prediction, I don't know if I have anything crazy. I mean, I think they show Metroid.
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
They announced a new Metroid game.
Okay.
I think they'll announce a Metroid game that nobody wants.
That's the worry.
Please don't do that. Yeah. I'll cry. I'll cry a lot of tears. Yeah, and it's not coming out this year.
Do you think it'll be a 2D or 3D?
3D. I think it's gonna be Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Everyone acts like they want another 2D Metroid, but
No, they do.
you don't want that
I
on
do.
Switch when you can make an incredible looking Metroid Prime.
Well, no. Imagine okay, not in the exact graphics of the 3DS Zelda game, the Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm. God, please
but
no.
imagine like a 2.5 like Metroid, where it's a side scroller, but it's got like depth to it. Like
that doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have such a sour taste in my mouth from the last 2.5D Metroid game. What was it called? So
Other
bad.
M.
Yeah.
I mean, that had 2.5D moments, but that was mostly first person. It was like half first person, half third person.
No, it was like 90% 2.5D. Did you play it?
I played a little bit of it.
No, it honestly only goes first person when you're like aiming down the sights. Like,
Was
and
it?
it's yeah,
Maybe
it's
I
like
didn't play it.
90% of the time
Maybe
you're running around. I mean, it has a little bit more 3D space running around than most 2.5D games. It was weird, but I'm sure they could do it right. It's not what I fell in love with Metroid, so I really want just let me have Metroid Prime, okay? Don't ruin this for me, Adam.
Right.
I don't want Super Metroid remake or anything like that. I want Metroid Prime. I feel like that's the split audience. It's like somebody either just adores Metroid Prime or they adore.
Well, and that's where we're split because you said it yourself. You don't like 2D, like
yeah, I'm bad at them. So
yeah. Well, I'm not. So I'd like a
fine,
Super
make
Metroid.
your prediction that it's a 2.5D one. I hate it. My prediction is.
I'm just saying. I want them to do what they did with Zelda on the 3DS. I want them to do that to Metroid.
Maybe it'll get me to play it because I loved that game on A Link Between Worlds. That was incredible.
It was.
And then if I had to pick like the surprise, I think Microsoft has a better show than any of them. Like I think they need one more than I know. Honestly, like let's think about this for a second before you start shaking your head, Adam. Who needs it more than anybody?
They've needed it every year now.
No,
and
they haven't. They really haven't. They didn't need it last year. That wasn't as big of a gap. Like they need it this year. They're slowing down.
They need
just because they
Xbox only shit.
Just because they need it doesn't mean they're going to.
And they're about to announce a new console.
It doesn't mean anything.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Don't discount the most powerful console in existence.
No. First off, like don't forget, like nobody knows the price point of this thing.
I agree.
Secondly, the console doesn't mean shit if they don't come with games.
That's my point.
I want the game.
But my point is Sony's consoles are all out. They're just going to be like last year. Last year, all they fucking talked about was games, and all they like talked about the PlayStation
games that haven't even come out yet.
A lot of them have.
No, 90% of them didn't. Fucking God of War 4 or whatever we're on. Like a million games got announced and didn't. The only one that's been out is Horizon.
All right. At least those games haven't been canceled.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I'll give you credit. There was one game that got canceled that I'm incredibly disappointed about. That was Scalebound.
Their biggest one. Their biggest one.
It was not even close to their biggest one.
Yes, it was.
My assumption is that they haven't talked about anything because they've been keeping it under wraps specifically for this. They knew that they needed an incredible first-party lineup. Like they honestly haven't announced a first-party game that's been worthwhile since 2 E3s ago.
Yeah,
since Crackdown. Like, so if we're comparing that, like, it's not like Microsoft's been sitting there doing nothing. They're developing hardware, but then you got to imagine that they've been sitting on this like lineup. And if they don't,
I don't think they are.
Situation. So that's my other prediction. Is that Microsoft actually steals the show this year? Because if they don't, they're gonna have a hard time in the next couple of years. Because Nintendo Switch gaining momentum, Nintendo basically just has to show what they've already told people.
Did you see the floor plan of E3 this year? Microsoft has a booth on the show floor that is half the size of Sony's and Nintendo's. Just straight up, it's half the size.
I'll have to relook at it. From what I understood, it was
just a baller on a budget. They can't afford that square footage anymore.
They can. If any company could, they can.
Yeah, right.
They need a new, and they need an Xbox made or Microsoft made new IP.
Agreed.
That hits hard. It hits as hard as Scalebound did.
The good news is I think they're in a corner.
Them losing Scalebound was a tragedy. It's the reason I bought an Xbox.
You're overestimating a game that was going to sell 1.5 million copies at best.
You're overestimating a large audience that was torn when they canceled that game.
No, I was sad, but everybody who was already going to buy an Xbox had an Xbox for Scalebound. They weren't waiting. My point is that Scalebound was a platinum game. Platinum games at best sell 1.5 million copies, even though they're classics. Nier Automata, no one even talks about that game anymore.
It's not even about. And lots of people talk about the game. It's not even about the problem.
Have you been on Reddit?
Okay, Reddit is not the world. That's my problem.
Reddit is everything.
The point is Scalebound, no matter how many copies it sold, was the kind of game they needed. And then at some point they decided they don't need it, which was a mistake. I don't see them, and it's hard to know. We'll never know, I guess. So
I'd love to find out.
I don't think they
that
have.
That would be an interesting case study on a video game from a third party studio that was being supported by a first party studio, because when that kind of stuff happens, normally the first party studio just pushes a game like that out. Devil's Third, a great example. That game is fucking garbage. Nintendo still pushed that through.
Well, Nintendo was desperate for games.
Different. Yeah.
I think they're going to go back on their word about Xbox Scorpio exclusive games.
Oh, that would be a twist.
I think it's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to say it, but I think it's going to. I think it has to happen. At some point, it has to happen. Because yes, you're going to get the people that are like, I have a 4K TV and I want the better experience. But at the other end of it, it's like you're going to have everyone else who is like, why am I going to spend all this money to play the same game? I don't have a 4K TV. Why should I even bother?
I feel like they might wait till next year.
To
once the base,
it's going to ease in. Yeah,
that would be smart, because if they do it now, they're going that would just ruin their showing of the console.
Well, and because I've listened to some conversation, it always comes down to all it takes is a company to come. We have this game idea, but we can't do it with the one. It has to be on the Scorpio, and they're going to turn around and be like, and let's say it comes from a big name company.
Yeah,
and you're telling me they're going to turn around and be like, sorry, if it can't go on the Xbox One, we're not doing it.
My question becomes, if you start making games that can run on the Scorpio but not the One, what happens to let's say a multi-platform company like Ubisoft or something like that wants to take advantage of the Scorpio's power, but also wants to launch on 2 or 3 consoles? How do they plan that?
They're doing that now on the PS4 Pro.
But they don't know.
That's fine. Multi-platform is a lot different from. I'm talking first party.
No, I know that first party is always going to be the central issue, but that's not going to be the defining factor of how it affects the overall gaming landscape. It's going to affect Microsoft fans, and that's it. But how does it affect when the next Call of Duty can only run on the Scorpio? If they really decide they want to push technology to the absolute max, if you're having that decision, you might not be able to make a PlayStation 4 Pro version.
Call of Duty. If you take that away from me,
but see that's my point, and it doesn't even have to. It could be. If they announced Cuphead was Xbox Scorpio exclusive, there'd still be a riot.
That'd be weird
because they promised that it wouldn't happen, and I just don't see them holding to that for very long.
That's why I feel like if they do it, it's going to be next year, just because of the fact games that are coming out this holiday season you're already able to pre-order on, you know what I mean? If they're going to make it Scorpio exclusive,
there's no way they do it at E3.
It's going to have to be a little bit in the future.
There's no exclusive games for Xbox Scorpio in the traditional sense.
You can pre-order Far Cry 5 already.
Scorpio.
Can we talk about Cuphead and my prediction that it's never coming out?
Okay, that's your prediction.
That's my prediction. They're gonna cancel it.
They're gonna cancel Cuphead, and Adam will sulk in
be
a
the
corner
big
for
uproar.
years.
I'm just gonna go sell my Xbox.
That's fine. At that point, I couldn't blame you. You had the 2 games you were looking for canceled. Jeez. I don't think that happens. I think that you get a release date at E3 for that one, but
or at least
we'll
like
see.
a tentative date.
They already released a tentative date. They need a release date. Like,
Wow.
people will riot.
Yeah.
What about? Did you figure it out, Dylan? Did you figure out what your other one?
Oh
was?
yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of it because I was already talking about Fallout. But Bethesda released that fucking teaser picture with like the amusement park with all the different games that they already have. And they had like 2 sections that were under construction. And I want to know what
Can
they
you
are.
link that? I haven't seen that.
What the hell is this?
It came out a while ago. It was fuck. It might have been a few months now even. But it was like an amusement park with different themed sections like the Skyrim and the Fallout sections and stuff like that. And I think there was like 2 or 3 sections that were
There's Doom, Skyrim. That looks like Prey. There's this one in the water. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh no, it's just Fallout.
This is such a fucking troll tease right here.
Yeah, and they just dropped that. I think
odd.
it was a couple months ago, and I just was like, okay, well, I need this. I don't care what games they're teasing. I just need them.
I'm guessing new IP. It's got to be new IP, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what the big thing was.
Otherwise, they wouldn't do it in this style.
Yeah, Kotaku like blew up and was like new IP because they're grouping it in with all those big hitters. And they wouldn't do that and then be like, oh yeah, it's another Fallout. You know what I mean? Like,
one's in a city and one's in a forest. That's the only.
So I'm hoping that we get that this E3 at least maybe a teaser trailer towards a new IP of a game. I don't even care if it comes out this year. I want to know. I like Bethesda, and I'll wait for Bethesda. I just need to know.
I wanted to mention one last thing that I'm very disappointed with is that Michel Ancel, the creator behind Beyond Good and Evil and Rayman and all those things.
Rayman.
He announced a while back, obviously, that they're doing Beyond Good and Evil 2. Beyond Good and Evil is one of my favorite games of all time. Like,
Beyond Good and Evil 2, Xbox Scorpio exclusive.
Oh my god! I'd throw the fuck out. No, he just recently said that like, while you should expect news soon, it will not be at E3, and that made me so depressed.
Very sad. That
just shows how far out that game is. And Michel Ancel is already known for like taking forever to finish games and sometimes never finishing them. So like, but he does have that other game that got announced like 2 or 3 E3s ago. Wild, I think is what it's called. Do you remember this one?
No.
I'll have to send it to you guys. It's really bizarre looking, but it looks awesome. And I'm hoping that we'll see something from that at E3. Wild, yeah, I believe is what it's called. Wild, Michel. I can't even spell his name. So anyway,
sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm a little depressed about that I'm not going to see Good and Evil 2. I've been waiting for that game since GameCube.
I'd be happy with. Oh, okay, Wild. I kind of remember that.
Yeah, they showed like a 10-minute preview at the last E3.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks.
That was fucking 2014. They came out with the trailer.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Can I get some updates? Like, I just want to know.
I'd go for another Rayman game. Rayman Legends. I mean, Valley plays the fuck out of that.
Well, it won't be by him if they do it.
Yeah.
He's already on 2 projects. There's no way he takes on a third. Like, he's already bad enough at handling it.
The Rayman formula is down pat enough that someone else could do it.
Yeah, and they have that UbiArt engine, which is incredible, that they could always just fall back on. So I think that's a very, very viable option for them.
I think we'll get another Batman game.
I don't know.
Real deep. Wasn't there a teaser for another Batman game coming?
It won't be in the Arkham Knight
series.
Been. That was the finale.
I could have sworn I heard word of another Batman game. I want more Batman games.
We're gonna get State of Decay 2 trailer, which I'm stoked for. Because now that they have money, hopefully they
finish what
the full game this time.
Okay, show off. I'm looking forward to Last of Us 2 gameplay.
Oh shit, yeah.
Just even if it's like those like not pre-rendered, but those pre-scripted like
Cutscenes.
walkthrough of a scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see it in action.
To see how much further along the PS4 exclusives that they did announce, because there was like 4 that we were waiting for, right? Last of Us 2.
The big ones are Last of Us 2, God of War,
God of War.
the one with the androids.
Detroit
something or other.
What's the one that looked like Sons of Anarchy but was zombies?
Shit. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't either. But that one looks cool.
But those are the big 4.
I'd like to see more.
I'm assuming I'm gonna pay God of War. I don't think it's gonna be ready for holiday
next year.
Early next year. Last of Us 2 will be next year. Hopefully, the one you're talking about, I think that might be this year.
That would be great if they could show that's almost done. That would be huge.
Done, but like of all the games they showed, that one seemed to have the most work on it. Like, because they even did like, well, here's more gameplay after the stream, like.
And they've actually had news updates since then. Like it's like Last of Us 2 went dark.
Maybe we'll
God
see
of
that
War
one.
almost went dark. All these other ones went dark, like which is normal for a game that's not coming out for 2.5 years. Yeah, but it's not normal for ones.
They need something this holiday that isn't third party, or
I'm sure they have something up their sleeve. I mean, they always do. Like it's gonna be a good show.
But that's the thing. It's like I always get scared because it's like they announced so much last year, but like it's a new year. They could announce as much more stuff. So it's like my gut is like I want to hear more about the old stuff, but like they could surprise us, and I guess that goes for Xbox as well.
Xbox needs to surprise us.
The thing with Xbox is I'm sure they could do it. I just have more faith in Sony at this point.
Well, yeah, they've had a better console life.
That's nobody's fault except Microsoft. So they might win me back. I don't know.
But I'll argue this: Xbox killed it last generation, right? With announcements, with games, with everything, consistently throughout that entire generation until the last 2 years, when Sony absolutely destroyed it with Last of Us, Uncharted, all of these games. They hit so hard and so fast that they actually evened the console race. PlayStation was behind them the entire generation, and then they caught back up. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think
PS4 blew past them.
No, like PlayStation 3. I'm talking about PS3, Xbox 360. I'm saying that this could happen in this generation too. I don't know if it happens this year. I'm saying it's a good year to be primed for it to happen. If it doesn't happen this year, then they're going to hope for Scorpio sales to be better.
I don't think it'll happen. Again, this all comes back to how much the Scorpio is going to cost. Put it this way, my sister is thinking of buying my dad a PS4 just to play Minecraft because the PS4 is that cheap, and that goes for the Xbox too. Yeah. So like,
you can get an S for $250.
While I'm again, there will be a market for a Scorpio, but I don't think it's going to be the let's pull out ahead of Sony market. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're gonna have to see. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, if it's a premium price product, it's gonna be really difficult.
If they pull a Sony and they're like, oh yeah, the Xbox Scorpio is only, I don't know, let's say 500 max, then they might have something. Because then you're at that point, it's like I could get a PS4 Pro, or for an extra $100, I could get an Xbox Scorpio. You know what I mean?
They can play on my 4K TV that I've been itching to buy for Christmas. Kind of thing. Yes. Which might be this might be this Christmas, maybe next year. Like, you know what I mean? We're getting to that point where prices are coming down enough.
No, not for me at least.
No, not for me either. I'm not there.
It's not even a price thing.
So close.
It's not even a price thing for me. It's a content thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like other than video games,
I can't justify paying that much yet.
Yeah, like once 4K Blu-rays are like a normalcy.
Yeah,
then maybe we'll talk.
We're getting close.
Right now, I can only think of like 2 4K Blu-rays that have come out in the last 6 months.
Well, and the other issue with 4K is just that in order to really take advantage of like what it's giving you, you need such a big TV at this point.
That's the other thing. It's like really people are like, I bought a 4K TV and it's like a 40-inch TV. It's like, oh, why? Like
you're not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
Are you
Unless you're
sitting 2 inches from
this
it?
close, yeah.
Like what are you doing? Like the other thing is like nobody realizes it, but HDR is probably the better technology of the two
Oh,
that's
for
come out.
sure, yeah, yeah.
And none of the cheap 4K TVs have HDR.
No,
None of them.
I would rather buy the one with just the HDR.
They don't
'Cause
have
that
1080p HDR screens very often, so you kind of have to go 4K if you do it.
Do they?
Yeah, it's really hard to find. Like they're incredibly rare.
It looks way better. I think it's a better result than the 4K because most of the time you can't even tell it's 4K.
But it's really hard to
It comes down to
describe
content.
to a layman what HDR.
HDR looks like, yeah, it's
So
very hard.
you can't show it on you can't show it on a phone screen. That's
Yeah.
that's your problem right there. You've already
Yeah.
you've had a problem.
You have to stand in Best Buy for an hour just staring.
hmm
Dylan's been there. We can tell.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I think we got to call it there. We've been, on nice tangents about E3 and all kinds of technology for a while.
I didn't even talk about Call of Duty.
Oh,
Just kidding.
you want to still talk?
No. It's coming. Multiplayer E3. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, of course it's coming to E3. It's gonna be huge at
That's
E3.
all they're doing. They're not doing anything else with the story. It's all multiplayer.
Yeah, of course. Why
gonna be
would they show? You don't
That's
want to
all-
show story. It's only like a 4-hour campaign. You
That's
show
all I
10
want.
minutes of it.
That's
You're
all
like
I'm saying.
halfway
They're
through.
gonna announce Call of Duty Infinite Warfare 2.
No.
Don't say that, Adam. That's not even fun.
The sequel to the most hated Call of Duty game of all time.
Shit.
From the
Yeah.
studio that brought you, I don't know, South Park Stick of Truth, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd buy that game. Whatever. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. So thank you guys. Thank you, coders, for tuning in. As always, we'd love if you guys liked, commented, subscribed to all of our videos. Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/gamekod3. And check us out on social media at pretty much the same as what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, which would be the Twitter handles just game_KOD3, and then our Facebook is facebook.com/gamekod3. So for all of us over here at Game Code, thanks for tuning in, and stay classy, coders.